Hey everybody, social media family, any subscribers of mine, as well as any visitors to that being my own personal social media channel and our chat room or comment section. Mm. Bear with me, because I'm not feeling too good at the moment. Yes, I know you all could possibly be asking a question right about now. Oh, what's wrong with you? Well, not so much of a physical or mental disorder. Well, hopefully not as much as that, which is to be possibly considered, but it is causing me quite a bit of, you know, mental anguish or physical trauma or mental anguish or whatever I would say, you know, or both. Being because today I have received that being a letterhead of correspondence come from the real estate management of the building where that of my person I'm presently at, you know, taking care of the necessary business at hand or was trying to up until now, being in which is to pay that of some such annual monthly rent and etc. before I had received some of such, you know, paperwork documents of a notice, being of which would be suggesting that a possible and potential eviction, yes, eviction process to be in play, as a result of developments of this one particular, excuse my language, partner French, that played the part of devil's advocate. As less two evils than the prodigal son, with worst two evils is, likes the, what you call the most venomous of modern day hypocrites, being of a religious nature, of closet devil worshippers who make up the majority of most churchgoers or whatsoever, whatever religious denomination, from the fools to the popes, especially when it comes to those false brethren, false prophet and antichrist or prosperity preachers, likewise, whatsoever, whatever religious denominations, being of the blind that leads the blind, disregard what you're hearing in the background, not so much as electronic device or television or radio broadcast, but I was making reference to the same the likes of the proverbial neighbors from damn hell. Getting back to that now, not to mean straight from the, topic of discussion or the given argument, as it is coming from me to tell my side of the story, you know. And as a backtrack, here would be no purpose of being, or so I can go on to problem to get back to what I was saying, so I can finish up as complete a form previous prior lines on the saying sense of word, you know, from where and when I had last left off, And pretty much so said the basic intro, though, if I do remember, call, recollect, or and if I didn't, so I would ask you all now, how you all doing? Hopefully everyone is doing at least okay. All right. It's not feeling less than special, but then I do think I did ask you all that question. I don't remember, because I was saying more words or less on. Well, hopefully everybody's feeling much better than what I'm feeling like at the moment. Yeah, with me having received letter head paper document correspondence, yes, where some I may have to go through some such legal proceedings to try to either excuse my pardon French to try to stay in the fucking shithole that I'm in now. It's only a fucking shithole because it's neighbor from hell shithead or shithead piece of shit. Or I shouldn't say all that. I mean, I'm not feeling too good at the moment, obviously, evident as I explained to you all much earlier. But because this one dickhead prick, or to rephrase that, still are the same that much more. Because this one you know, I should have put it. mm, I don't know, idiot and a sicko, but then some of such the likes, like even right now as I speak, not only him but somebody else could possibly be creeping around my apartment door, even as I speak. try to get out the message to be delivered for this present social media broadcast or video or whatever one wants to make of it. You know, yeah. Whereas I'm receiving all this here, well, from receiving a paperwork document or the receipt for me being that of my person having paid my rent for this month, you know, to receiving the paperwork document otherwise, you know, implying that eviction proceedings could be in the making. Whereas now I'm going to have to get in touch with that person's. Like I said, disregard what you're hearing in the background. Ignore it. It's just one of these dickheads chanting on once again. You know, making like from the midnight cowboy to the spook to sit by the door at all hours. You know, that is during, well, you know what I mean, say practically and possibly at hours during the day and as well at night. Is that what I'm saying? No, that much more at night. You know, you got some real, really that much many more crazy motherfuckers in the world than ever before. You know, regardless of race or walk of life. Or let me face it. You know, but then it takes all kinds to make a world. So as I'm like going downstairs to the business office to pay my rent, and then all of a sudden this one management representative personnel hands me something. So it has this folded up, you know, and I guess the person was the other person, this person, that person, or whatever. The person was thinking that I would not look at it soon enough. But as I'm stepping out and going down the sidewalk, something tells me to look at it, then let me just pocket it. So I do just that. Then I notice, what the, like right now, what in the world? How have you confused me with the very damn neighbor that has been attempting to make my life a living damn hell for the longest? Like, what the fuck? What the freaking whatever. Sorry about that again. Evidently, I'm not feeling too good at the moment. I'm not feeling so much as Christian. But this one neighbor from damn hell, and he is himself just that. Like a spawn of one of the minions of the evil one, a demon in the flesh. The demon possessed, faggoty, creepy and crazy, creepy, stupid, and crazy. So we're more creepy than stupid and crazy. Evidently, obviously, he's not so stupid and crazy if he can manage to have me, being that my person, be given some paperwork documents, stating in more words or less, I'm to vacate the premises in like something like a couple few or 2 or 3 months from now. In the meantime, depending on whether or not I want to go through all the hassle or mental anguish and physical trauma on his own, right, or litigating this here real estate probate legal case and try to stay here much longer so I could, save up, you know, save up money, from saving up money to, you know, relocate all my personal effects, possession of belongings to eventually, like say likewise, saving up money to relocate myself to a different building address, location, place of residence. You know what I'm saying? Or they take the alternative option, offer to try to, you know, litigate this here real estate probate legal case to stay here. I really don't want to stay any longer in this shithole than what I feel that I have, or rather rephrase it, hellhole than what I feel that I have stayed here. Long enough having put up with this shit come from this one shithead piece of shit for along with this creepy, stupid and crazy ass, or more creepy than stupid and crazy. Because obviously he's not that stupid and crazy. He managed to have me be submitted to my person that are paperwork documents, whereas it is implying that I could eventually be bounced to the curb after the management representative personnel have confused me with him. Be he himself has any accomplices in crime or not, especially if he does, and more often than not, he does. But I get to thinking, as I'm being informed by one of the management personnel, about this and that, and due regarding to the paperwork document. I cannot show you all that, for obvious reasons or purposes. I cannot do that. I don't want to acquire any more stalkers than what I have, as he be moonlighting this one. being this proverbial neighbor from hell, dickhead prick, a male character, a licensed kind, being among the dime a dozen public-nuisance problem neighbors, you know, but at the same time, the likes of him not only violate their apartment rent lease, but they disrespect the rights and privileges of their fellow neighbors. So I'm like, well, how in the world do these other neighbors, rather than the tenants on his floor, how is it that they don't hear all that noise, the different sorts of types of noises that he be making, of an extreme excessive nature, you know, and yet they can confuse me with him. With I get to looking at it from there, from that point of view, from a given argument, I get to thinking, and reflect upon some such case or situation. Either they themselves are deaf, or they are in cahoots as an accomplices in crime of his. And whereas more than likely, more often than not, he called himself getting back at me for how one time or another I had dialed the police on him, had them pay a visit to his apartment. And whereas he had the audacity to add insult to injury to come to my apartment door and knocks on it, and I'm like thinking that it could possibly be the police or cops wanting to ask me more questions about him. And it turns out to be this dickhead, this prick, this dickhead prick. And I'm like saying, excuse me, sir, I beg your pardon. I couldn't believe it, because I'm like saying, what in the world? I'm saying, you got to be freaking out your damn head. All the living damn hell you had put me through for the longest got me calling the police on you. Another time for the umpteenth time, as well as I have stated my grievances and complained to the management of the building, as well as I have done to the boys in blue. But then I haven't been doing some such lately. I've just been trying to ignore it up until the time that they handed me this paperwork document stating that, as it is implying that I could possibly be evicted. Whereas now I'm going to have to look into legal proceedings one way or another, regardless, because I'm not looking forward to becoming homeless anytime too soon. I mean, I wasn't hoping. I was hoping that Prince of Peace continued regular my competitor Prince of typical Prince of Peace. I was hoping that this wouldn't come to that after staying here, being bound with all this here, as he himself has been putting me through a living down here. I was hoping that I wouldn't become of a case of situation of a life crisis where I could possibly become homeless again. It's like he, after having antagonized or agitated, aggravate me, and then I get back with some of such other lines in regard to him knocking on my apartment door. It's like he had started up again and noticing that I wasn't complaining about him as much as before. Then he tried to agitate or aggravate or antagonize me so that I could rant and rave and be like, hey, could you cut out the noise? Right? Then he goes and tells the management, yeah, if you go to this certain apartment for that floor level, for this one neighbor that I've been telling you about, like as if I'm a troublemaker, that has been complaining and state my grievance just to you all about how he be carrying on and so forth. You can go down, put him on the floor, I would be on, but then it would be like down from him, then how another neighbor from hell at another place of residence, this one was below me, so far as floor level. If you go to his apartment, you can hear him rant and rave and so forth, one off at the mouth like a real lunatic or maniac or mad dog with rabies and so forth. And so they get to the management personnel representatives get to, creeping around my apartment door. Motherfucker, stop the shit, motherfucker. What the fuck you trying to do? You trying to kill me with fucking noises? You attempted to drive me fucking crazy? You be doing this fucking shit every damn day and every damn night. Stop the shit, motherfucker. Stop the crazy shit. The fuck's wrong with you? Then where's the management personnel representative? So, like, no one is implying. So now I know where the noises is coming from. Where his accomplice in crime. Well, that's all good and fine. You say this and he say that, but I got complaints from other neighbors about you, blah 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 blah, whatever, like I'm explaining to this representative management personnel for these real estate premises properties, a building as location, or a residential construction edifice or whatever I've said, or real estate. I'm not saying. Well, obviously, evidently, these other neighbors, they have got to be deaf they can't hear all the noises he be making on a daily and nightly basis, especially at night during the late night evening hours at that, or they could possibly be some accomplices in crime. Well, whatever the case. But then if you could record, I'm not gonna be recording this shit all the fucking time. I've heard it for the longest enough as it is. Now I gotta record it. You know, I gotta get my phone, record that bullshit. You know, the fucking crazy ass shit. You know, I don't want to record this. I don't record so much. What good is that going to do if you're claiming, well, these others have said that they're hearing so much noise coming from your apartment. Well, how come the other residents or tenants or neighbors on your floor, how come they haven't, they're not living directly up under this fucking shithead piece of shit as I am, They're not. They got other apartments elsewhere. They're on the same floor, something next door, more or less. They're not hearing all this crazy shit. I'm directly up under this motherfucker. This creepy, as well as stupid and crazy motherfucker. All this stupid and crazy shit. Well, I get to wondering, does he creeps as much as he be carrying on with all that racket or making all those extreme necessity noises, so much nonsense? Or worse yet, does he creeps that much more? But then, like I said, I suspect somebody creeping around my apartment door right now, even as I'm trying to get this here social media broadcast in progress or going about producing it and shit. Excuse my language, foreign friend. Yeah, I'm cussing like a drunken sailor on shore leave, painting the town red with one drinking buddies. Sorry, my song is not what it could be, you all. Think I'm singing a song of misery. Because the dickhead prick motherfucker. Piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, woe is me. See this motherfucker. About to turn on some fucking damn jive ass religious broadcast at some such a time as this. All them damn closet devil worshiping prosperity preachers. I get more than enough of that religious hype fucking bullshit or FBS on any given sabbatical Sunday of a weekend. I don't need to hear any of that shit anytime too soon enough again. If I were to turn it on sooner, turn on the television or radio station, channel station, whatever how to say it, anytime sooner than a sabbatical Sunday, it would be only to get back at this one fucking idiot piece of shit, sicko ass motherfucker. This faggot, call the faggot, dickhead prick. Ignorant and insane and polite or stupid, sick, sadistic, rude, psychopath, sociopath, sadomasochist, sadist, cowardly, bully, and terrorist wannabe ass, So this is where the fuck I'm at the moment. Sorry, I'm cussing square like a drunk say, but this is how I feel at the moment. I'm going to try to be kosher by it, so far as the rest of this here particular present social media broadcast video, but I don't know. I mean, everything like it's just like the shit is hitting the fan. The devil is the devil and his demons. Extremely busy in this day and age. Like roaring lion seeking to steal, kill, and destroy. And I don't feel too Christian at the moment, especially whereas I haven't found a church home in years. Whereas I'm usually trying to think of it with my intention to encourage my own beliefs of faith in God as a believer, as a Christian, aka Protestant, not some fucking hellbound Catholic or fucking hellbound supposed so-called Jehovah's Witness or fucking hellbound supposed or so-called Latter-day Saint or those other damn religious cult members or the damn different false religions with their different versions of updates of the Jonestown Kool-Aid mix punch. Anyway, this is where I'm at the moment. So now I'm pressing for time. That I want to risk, sitting on my laurels. Is that what I mean? Say no, not the half of it. Unless I want to be gold bricking and be like, oh, woe is me. I can't handle it. I have to have more time for myself, more leisure time behind this bad news. I may want to get a bottle and turn it up or get the pipe and start. But no, I cannot do that. I must try to stay focused, because my life could literally actually be on the line, because a homeless person had more chances of, getting physically attacked as well as verbally attacked. Well, at times more physically than verbally attacked or assaulted, I said, and has more of a chance to for a time frame period of being homeless to possibly have more a chance than your average person otherwise that will have a place of residence to call one's home, to have to brace the elements, the changing weather temps of the different seasons, being of which would fulfill biblical prophecy, and among other things. More of a chance to wind up in the hospital, end up there, end up in the can, doing the jailhouse rock, for that matter, or end up in the graveyard. Well, county morgue before then. County morgue, then funeral parlor, and then graveyard. Oh, you got jokes, huh? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just trying to tell the fact of the matter, you know? So, this is where I'm at the present, you know? Everything is just so fucked up, practically, if not possibly altogether. There's one creepy ass motherfucker of a neighbor from down here that's put me in this kind of damn situation. He's the cause of all this shit, you know, to add insult to injury. Or rather, he's the cause, rephrase it. Cause all this fucking bullshit. He's the cause of all this effing BS, is what I mean to say. You know? Yeah, I'm pretty much so. And I could practically, if not practically, no, sometimes it could possibly become other cases than just practically, but possibly wanting to get me a drink or a buzz, you know, but hopefully not, you know, because this is pretty much so kind of stressing me out, you know, and my hair look like I'm the boyfriend of Raggedy Ann, you know? Yeah, yeah. So I'm having to prepare, you know, I'm having to put on my what is it, war clothes, you know, if anything, my job. I say job hunting clothes. I guess I was thinking about the prophet Joe, suffering Joe. I put on my 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 apartment hunting clothes, what I mentioned, but only after I would finally take my things to laundromat, you know, after being inconvenienced, you know. Whereas one of the management personnel for these real estate premises probably was supposed to be helping me, you know, transfer money from my debit or credit, no, debit card to, I think I say that correct. One of the real estate management personnel was supposed to be trying to help me transfer money from my credit card, or rather debit card, to my laundry card before they got a whole new system operation of machinery for the different residents or tenants or neighbors to wash their clothing for the laundromat within the building here. That's what within the building here compared to elsewhere. Otherwise, we would have to do it elsewhere if they can't wash in the building. For a time, I wasn't able to wash in the building without that proper procedure, that is the mechanism or whatever I said, or the different features that have to be figured out for the the system that they had before compared to how they have it now, whereas you can just wash the clothes with a credit or debit card, just slip in the machine, put money on it. You don't have to transfer money from a credit or debit card to a laundry card, you know, because they have a new different setup for the different residents or tenants, me myself, as well as any other fellow neighbors to wash their clothes within the building. Otherwise, if you can't do so in the building, you have to go elsewhere to hopefully close by, near than far, you know, laundromat, place of business facilities. You know what I'm saying? For the century. So this is where I'm at, you know, and I'm freaking out, you know, knowing that we are living in some perilous times, you know, and you know, the devil and the demons is coming out the freaking woodwork, you know. I ain't trying to become homeless or join the homeless statistics of their rank and file anytime too soon again. So I got something like a quarter, well, close to a quarter of a year, you know, about a couple few months to find me another spot if I don't want to stay here anymore, or if I don't want to go through the legal hassle of trying to litigate with, you know, counsel for the defense to stay here. If I want to just say, fuck it, let me just get the fuck out of it. Maybe this is like a blessing come from God to get the fuck out this shithole, this damn hellhole, this neighbor from the damn hell dickhead prick with a shithead piece of shit ass, constantly, quite usually, regularly on a day to night basis, especially during the late night evening hours, attempting to make my life a living damn hell with his creepy, stupid and crazy ass, or more creepy than stupid and crazy, like I said before. So I say again, you know, as I was stating for the record. I mean, after all, he had managed to have the real estate management for these buildings, premises, properties, or personal representative give me this here paperwork, all this shit, claiming, you know, your apartment rental lease will not be renewed. You know, non-renewal notice. You know, blah 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 will exercise their right to not renew your lease. Consider this letter the required written notice to vacate the premises as of blah 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 blah. Your remaining monthly rent payments are to be paid until blah 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 blah. After you vacate the premises, an inspection will be done to ensure that the leased premises or properties have been cleared of all furniture or furnishings, personal items, or possessions or belongings, and left in a clean and undamaged condition. All keys to the premises or properties must be returned to the management office when you vacate. This letter serves as legal notice of termination of your lease on the referenced property or being of the same the same question of the form prior mentioned. It is also intended to allow you ample time to seek a new residence. We thank you in advance for your cooperation. Sincerely, blah 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 blah. Ain't that a bitch? It would have never come to this if they had properly investigated my complaints, my stated grievances up until the time that I just said, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna complain anymore because it does no fucking good." I complained to the management of the building as well as to the police. God only knows how many times. Shit. And here it is now. This here one proverbial neighbor from hell, dickhead prick, he wants to flip the script and attempt to make it seem like I'm the troublemaker in this fucking shithole of a building. Where he himself has been attempting to make my life a living damn hell for the longest. Well, that's all I have to say for now, you all. And I'm gonna have to force myself to get a closing because I don't feel that it comes naturally for me to say it, as I would usually in any social media broadcast as I've done in times past, so I would do for the present and for the future. And if I don't get on here online anytime too soon enough again, since this particular present time, it will only be that because I will be trying to litigate where I am to reside here on out. How soon can I resume paying annual monthly rent, utilities, home phone service fee, etc. Hopefully, the next place, if I'm not permitted to stay here anymore, will be much better. Whereas I'll be less likely to be bothered with a dickhead, like the present proverbial neighbor from hell for likes this kind. Be he himself has accomplished in crime or not, but more likely more often he does. Otherwise he couldn't have pulled this off like he himself had done or did. Because, like I was saying before, so I say again, as I was stating for the record, either the other neighbors, resident tenants on his floor have to be either deaf, completely deaf, or accomplices in crime of his. So it has to be either or. There's no third alternative option. Because they must be kind of foul if they're not deaf. And if they're not foul, then they're deaf. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, though, you all, if you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, then I would hope that you would think to do so now by recognizing or realizing what he himself had done and did upon the cross, Calvary, and hill of glory, suffering at the hands of some such Roman soldiers, upon the orders of their superiors, religious and or otherwise, Pharisees and Sadducees, and centurions and Caesars, etc., but then nevertheless was he went to the cross of Calvary, become that perfect sacrifice, the only sacrifice for you as well as for me, so that if any of us being of whatsoever race and whatever walks of life, factions of society, lifestyle preferences, being of the old, young, alike, of both two sexual genders, the male and female, representing not only the human species, but then nevertheless the global community within this post-911 era of a new millennium populated day and age where the doomsday clock is now at a couple few minutes to midnight compared on to our formerly people prior to then was a quarter midnight for these rather biblically prophetic times. Regarding making reference to the nuclear arsenals of the different superpowers, But then, if any of us were to accept him as our personal Lord and Savior, from there we would have that fire insurance policy for the lake of fire, damn hell, where we would even so be blessed while we're still here upon the planet Earth. Not to mention for the hereafter or the afterlife, once we were to make that transition for the great beyond. But then if you don't think to accept him as your personal Lord and Savior while you're still here upon the planet Earth, then your final destination would be the lake of fire, damn hell, to be assembled with the rest of the unsaved, lost damn human souls of unbelievers and unbelievers to be tortured and terrorized by the devil and demons forever, compared to how we as believers in God will be across the great divide that separates heaven from hell in the company of like-minded believers and likewise in the presence of God and his angels as citizens of the kingdom of heaven. You all take care and be safe, be blessed, not stressed, and peace, love, joy, happiness, and hopefully I get back with you all soon enough again. Otherwise, if there be a delay, it will only be Then because I'm looking for housing so that I won't become homeless. You know how that is. Y'all take care and be safe. We out. Peace.